Hello and welcome to the Friday Night Craft and Chill stream. I'm just gonna start making something because, yeah, why not? Hope everyone had a great week. It's been an interesting one. Let's see. Hey Eduardo, how you doing, man? Oh, Eduardo, I actually have a Dr. Pepper. Maybe I'll drink that later. I don't know. We'll see. Picked one up. Yo, it's funny, Eduardo, as I was in a doctor's office. My mom was getting an x-ray on her leg, and we're in the waiting room, and they had all the sodas in there for free because obviously you're already paying quite a bit for an x-ray and all that, so they had coffee, sodas, and I was like, man, you know what, I need to grab a Dr. Pepper. Haven't had one in a long time. I was like, this will be funny. So it's a free Dr. Pepper. Look at that, man. America. Got Dr. Pepper just falling out of the sky. This. Sorta. Texas, the land of Dr. Pepper. Yes, indeed. They do love Dr. Pepper down here. That's no joke. have sandpaper. What? I'll have to run and get some sandpaper in a second. Oh, I should probably share this link. Hey Ed, how you doing, man? Ed, I actually have screen sharing set up on this one to where if I wanted to do some 3D modeling, I actually could do 3D modeling on here. I don't know if I'm going to do it today or not, but it's ready to go. Good, awesome. Now that Ed's here, I'm gonna leave. No, I'm kidding. I just gotta get some sandpaper. Dude, no sandpaper. I got tons in the garage, but I'm not running down there. Maybe this will work. Oh man, I can feel the jankiness already. Jab along, what's going on? We're gonna have jankiness in full effect on this build. Yeah, maybe we can just make do and then throw a piece of trim over it to make it look better. Test of this. We're gonna be random here and test this real quick and see what this looks like. What's that look like to you guys? Can you see pretty well? Visible? Ooh. Looks good on TV, a little small on phone. Okay, so you can see it clearly. All right, excellent. Oh, that's enough of that. Nice. Thank you, guys. I'm getting quicker at that. I'm starting to memorize where everything is. There's still a lot of functions that I don't understand how they work. I'm sure I'll figure most of it out eventually. Did I show you guys these? I don't remember if I did. I think I showed Ed these. Oh, hold on. We get this week's legal drama from Eduardo. I'm taking action against the school of my client's minor son who forgot his signature on the student contract, increasing the fees. Shameful. All right, Eduardo. We're gonna get Eduardo his own his TV show. Sub-Zero 911, what's going on? So I know I showed this to Ed. We have a couple of iterations here. This was the first attempt, and I forgot to put a stop in, so the door just kind of caves in. Something I noticed too, on this one I put the hinge pin over here more, and it was kind of binding up, so I thought, oh, you know, I'll move it over to the very end. Well, I did move it over the end, and it was still binding up. But something that it doesn't do now is it doesn't open all the way. So I realized that how far over you have the hinge pin dictates how far wide you can open the door too. So you need all these stupid little things you just don't think about. See, the door opens just a little bit wider, and so the further over, the wider it opens. And something about the door just opening this wide just doesn't look right to me. I mean, it's not bad or anything, but it's bugging me. So I'll redo that, you know, one little bit at a time. And I'm realizing it's the having a couple of, like, a millimeter or half a millimeter on the edge here of the door is what really is causing the binding issue. So yeah, but designed this one this week, and we did this, which is crazy, right? Look, you see how it pulled away from the bed right there? It's kind of like, it might be hard to see, but it's janky. It didn't come out good. It's warped. Both feet. But I looked at one I printed, something similar a long time ago, which was these. This is someone else's file. And on theirs, that didn't happen. And I was like, why did that not happen? And I'm looking at the shape of it, and you know, it has bump outs on the side. Man, I need to cut my nails. Look like I'm getting ready to go hang out with Scarface. It's got bump outs on the side. It's not just flush. So I think it breaks up some of the tension. Because you get that pull away. That pull away is from some layers cooling faster than others, and it creates a tension in the material as it's contracting, and it lifts up from the print bed. So just by adding those stupid little bump outs on the side, no more pull away, perfect bed adhesion. That's just crazy to me. This looks better too, because it's like, you know, fancier. But this was a test piece anyway. Eventually I did this, and we did the inlay in the bottom along with this additional trim piece on the top. And so now I'm doing dollhouse furniture apparently, but I figured, you know, you got to learn how to make the basic kind of stuff for shapes before you can start to think a little bit more fantasy or sci-fi or creatively. So that's what I was going for here. Yeah. What are you guys up to? Anyone doing anything? Anyone working on any new projects or anything? Shelf looks really good. Thank you. Eduardo says, awesome rant. I know it's 3D printed, Eduardo, but thank you. But I want to get really fancy with this stuff, you know, do like crazy build outs and all kinds of nooks and crannies. Good stuff you learn. Yeah, it's all about that trial and error, trial and error. I mean, for instance, like these drawers, they look good, but they're just a little bit too loose for my liking. So I need to increase the height of them by maybe like 0.2 millimeters. It's such small amounts. I don't know if I showed this one either. This is the 1/18th scale of the larger one, and this one works pretty good. Yeah. Only that drawer goes back in too. It's more stubborn. Yeah, it's all about the experimentation for sure. You know what? I think judging by our previous freehanding attempt on the hot wire cutter, I might just go ahead and do this one. Ed, what are you on, man? What are you working on? What are you working on, Ed? What are you on? What are you on, Ed? My words are failing me. I think this is going to be good enough for the bottom. The bottom doesn't have to be super clean. Farmer smiles at the seed while the king doesn't appreciate the crop. So what are you, a freaking poet now? You're writing proverbs or something, Ed? I've never heard that one before. Good enough. Oh, that's a lot bigger, isn't it? What did I have in there? I had some curve. I guess there was a little bit more curve in the back, huh? No, I'm not even going to try that. Maybe I'll just take the hot wire cutter and just do a little zoop. Let's go take a look at that. The extent of it. Yeah, that's about the extent of it. So let's well, that's janky. Let's go with it. Janky it is. Alright, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna level that out just a little bit. Yeah, this'll work. Sure it'll work. Sure it'll work. This'll be just fine. Okay. Alright, I need to get the hot wire glue gun warmed up. Let's see what we have here. My smart-ass son said that to me earlier while discussing successes on YouTube. The farmer smiles at the seed while the king doesn't appreciate the crop. Did he get that from a video game or something? Hot glue. This thing is great. I need a smaller one, and I need a flat one. This pattern, like, I can't stand putting my arm on it. It drives me nuts. But so much better than not having a silicone mat, so... You just stop complaining. Stop complaining. No, he made it up. He's on an ancient philosopher in his past life. Okay, right on. I need a hot wire glue gun. Yeah, I need one of those too. If you could get me one that like switches, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. That chair is not very luxurious. Maybe I'll... Come here, Deadpool. So Ed, what'd you think about that? What was it? Mississippi? Man, what was the name of that thing? Quentin, old Quentin Bedwell is doing that. You know which one I'm talking about. Do you remember the name of it? That comic he's doing? I might actually back that on Kickstarter. I don't usually do that, but I do like, I like comics. You almost there? Come on, buddy. There we go. Here, let me see if I can pull that up. Mississippi Macabre. Macabre. I don't know how you say that word. Yeah, it looks like a cool concept. I feel like this is something Fat Red would probably be all over, but I don't know where he's at. I wonder where all Fat Red's at. It's unusual. goodness, this absolute mess of hot glue. Working on that book display with the portal. Okay. Have you done anything like cryptid related, Ed? Another glue stick. Wow. Custom Bigfoot figure or two with no dials. Okay. Probably be a good time of year to make something like that. With Halloween coming up soon. We're going to be in the holiday season before you can even blink. Custom Bigfoot. Random. I will try to make this chair with EVA greater thickness. Yeah, go for it. I think I'm going to do this one probably red and gray because I don't have one like that. But it's kind of going to be like this, but a little different. I'm going for some slightly different features. I didn't do the back parts. You know, the cushions are a little different, and it's going to have a flat piece up top instead of that. And I don't know, you could see I'm thinking about doing some kind of console holding thingamabobber on the side of this one, which will be different than this. But yeah, go for it, Eduardo. I'd like to see what you do. You did really good on that other one. I remember the smaller, like the red chair without the armrests. That came out really well. Only problem the jank is causing is this trim is going to look a little uneven on one side. We'll just roll with it. Where's my pins? Am I still in the camera shot here? Yeah. Why does that look so dark? Is that better? Maybe that's a little better. That's not good. That's really not good. Who's there? Hey, Michael Dumas. How you doing, Michael? So I dropped one of those metal pins on the floor, which I've never done before. I don't really like the idea of having a pin on the floor in my bedroom. So this is the searching for the pin on the floor stream. The excitement never ends. Alright, well, I guess either we're going to find that later or it's going to find me. Hopefully I see that at some point. So, Michael, today we're doing this random chair, very reminiscent of this chair. Yeah, it's like finding a pin right now, Michael. Yeah, I'm like, dang, that sucks, man. All right. I'm going to be hunting for that thing later, as soon as the stream's over. So, Ed, did you ever find any use for any of those scraps I sent you? Like any of the printer poop or any of that stuff? I'm sure you're still thinking about it, but... Crazy busy? Yeah, right on. Seems like everyone has been. Fat Red Foo, what's up, man? Start over. We haven't even really started yet, so it's no big deal. So, Fat Red, how was your chat with Larry? That seemed like it went pretty well. I'm sure that was crazy short for him. That guy's used to being on for like 10 hours at a time. An hour and a half or whatever you guys did probably seemed super, super short for him. Yeah, Larry's easy to do interviews with. Didn't get to talk much after the show. Had a family thing. Right on. Where's Gonzo? How you doing, Gonzo? Yeah, it is funny how sometimes the stuff that gets said or happens on the after the show is more entertaining than what goes on the actual show. We're going to go with that. We're going to call that okay. Okay. Yeah, I saw part of it. Man, I can't remember. All I know is I was first a wizard and then I was a Viking of some sort. Yeah, I remember that one part. I went back after and watched the reactions because I thought it was funny on the exothermic reaction. That was a pretty funny interaction with Rad and Zilla, how they were reacting to the too far into the nerd speak zone. Oh yeah, it's gonna be impossible to paint that cleanly. Oh well, whatever. So far, Fat Red, it seems to be a chair kind of day. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the vibes were good on both times, man. It's like, you know, it's funny. There's so many little pockets of the toy tube universe. Sometimes they don't always interact with each other. But yeah, those guys seemed cool when I was on, man, for sure. Back to the hot wire. Polished spin golden to adjacent turbo. Oh yeah, I bet that feels pretty cool. Master chair. There'll be never be another like it. We'll see. Maybe. And I guess there will. That is factually true. There will never be another exactly like this one. That's for sure. I'm gonna cut. Dr. Pepper. Be no hint of Michael Bay explosions. I've been feeling like rewatching Star Trek again. It's been a minute. Moved it. Fourth or fifth rewatch of DS9. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't think it's been 5 times, but probably 4 all the way through. And that's not counting, like, you know, when it was on TV and I was a kid or a teenager, I guess. But you never got to see every single episode back then. Is this one little piece really bothering me? I feel like it is. Freaking OCD. Cool. Actually, I have. Remember all of them. Yeah, so if you watch DS9, have you watched Babylon 5? When we talked about this before, because they put Babylon 5 recently back onto Amazon. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole story behind that. I don't remember all the details, but it wasn't a clone so much as they were all working on the project together, I think, and they like split off and had some disagreements or for some reason or another. But Babylon 5 was, the effects are kind of not great. They don't hold up that well, but once you start suspending disbelief again, you know, the story was pretty good. Let's get some details on that. Yes, sci-fi soap opera. Stargate SG-1, Atlantis, and Continuum. SGU was really good. I feel like it didn't get a whole lot of love, but Stargate SGU, parts of it filled in a lot of gaps on what was going on. Now, on the one hand, it did feel like it took away some of the mystery of it, and maybe they made things not as awesome as they could have been, but some of it was pretty, I don't know, I liked it. Very different vibe, though. I mean, SGU isn't that old. It's, what is it, like 14 years maybe? Maybe 13 since the last season ran? Something like that. I guess that's quite a while already. Yeah, SGU definitely could have. I mean, Enterprise definitely could have gone a lot further. The Quantum Leap guy, yeah. Scott Bakula. Jonathan Archer. And Punk was talking about him, but those nacelle toys, there's a pretty, I don't know, pretty cool Jonathan Archer figure on there from, what was it? In a Mirror Darkly or Through a Mirror Darkly. It's one of the Star Trek, you know, the dark mirror evil universe episodes. My brain is not working tonight. Obviously. SGU was 2009. Okay. Ah, yes, Dax. I didn't like when they replaced Dax, but I also liked the new Dax as well, so... The thing with Star Trek is, if you watch the whole season of that, you get attached to those characters. It's pretty easy to do. This is going to be such a nightmare to paint. Unbelievable. I'm going to be like... Not too bad, though. It looks pretty cool. Need something here. Star Wars is the best ever. Look, Star Wars is great. It's just different than Star Trek. It's just a different thing. Oh. This thing just wouldn't stay put. Look at that. Dried crooked. Come on. Oh, my butt. Trying to get away without pinning that. I guess I have to pin that. It's refusing to cooperate. Do you send this magnificent chair to Jacksonville? I mean, maybe. Maybe. When are you going to Jacksonville again, Eduardo? possibility. It's a possibility. Let's see. We'll probably be painting it next week, so let's see what we look like then. It's gonna be red though. It's gonna be red and gray. It's not gonna be yellow. First one in South America? Maybe. I don't know. That's possibly true. Brian Jared, how you doing, man? But Eduardo, I've never shipped anything to South America, I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I did sell a lot of stuff on eBay back in the day, so it's hard to say where things migrated to over time. But yeah, you're probably right. bit too shallow. That's all right. Your wife is not going to be happy. Yeah, making a mess mostly. Brian, we're doing a chair, command style chair. Probably Eduardo. We got to talk about it probably next week, or hit me up on Instagram in the DMs. For I mean, I could sell it to you directly through DMs instead of putting it up on Etsy. This way we don't have to deal with all that. We can figure it out. We can figure it out, man. Time do we got? 12:48. I used to do that stuff too. Ship stuff to my mom in Florida and picked it up every year or two. It's like Christmas in the summer, right? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break. think it's like I'm kind of thinking about adding a few more pieces of trim, but I think there's probably enough on here. Maybe I'll do a little, yeah, you know what, I might do a button panel. I'll do a little button panel. EVA foam for the seat cushions. Yep, it's already on there. Always remember that preference. Ed gets samples. When are you gonna make a recliner? Ed's gotten some samples, but part of that was that started with Ted and Aaron also for the Helidope crates. But Ed is also my my mod, who's not paid, and I feel like Ed helps everyone and never gets paid. So occasionally I give him something. But Ed's bought stuff from me. Normally, when someone, I mean, I usually throw in a little something extra when people buy things from me anyway. Directly, I can't really do that like with Helidope. I mean, I guess I could, but not easily. When are you gonna make a recliner? I don't think you were here earlier when I was showing off the stuff I made earlier this week. thing about a recliner is I have to learn how to do those curves. I don't really know how to do all that yet, but maybe sometime in 3D printing, that is. You just want me to make an Ed chair, right, Fat Red? Got some extras with the alien color. Yeah, I think I remember that. I was showing these. Earlier in the stream, Fat Red. And the bookcases. And these are 118. It's kind of dollhousey, but you know, I was playing around with the colors and the inlay, and you get the little drawers in there. Mainly, I was trying to work out, you know, this trim piece, how it would look being a separate piece glued on, and, you know, if it would print flush. And with this, I was just trying to work out how the hinge would work. Yeah, I'm getting a little better. And this is the second one I made. This was the first one. There's more problems, but each iteration a little bit better. I almost just went and made this whole giant unit, but then I was like, I better make some smaller pieces first because the mechanics might be off, and they would have been for sure. Alright, what do we got here? Where are we at? No, come back. I think I'm still live. I closed the YouTube window, so that was smart. 3D printed IKEA. Yeah, very much 3D printed IKEA box furniture. Flat pack style. Although, you know, I can get a little bit fancier with some of the trim and stuff. And this was kind of like a test to see if I could do how thin I can get the line. And I might eventually do trim that comes down the sides. And you know, if this was brown and the highlights were yellow or gold, it would have a completely different look. It would look almost fantasy. And that's probably, you know, kind of what I was thinking with this eventually. You're still here. Sweet. Yeah, it's crazy. You can close the window for live and you just stay live because I'm going through streaming software, not a web browser. So you would think that the live window has to be open on YouTube for me to initiate the streaming, I think. Or maybe it's just the interface. Maybe I can stream with it closed, but then I couldn't see chat or anything. I don't know. OBS is weird. It's very feels like some arcane knowledge that I really don't fully understand how it works, but I managed to get it going. Real quick, I will switch over to this. I was showing this earlier, Fat Red. You weren't here, but I have this screen set up now so I can do some 3D modeling demonstration if I wanted to. This is Fusion 360. Tinkercad, I thought about doing Tinkercad because that's a little bit more accessible, but I didn't, I don't know, I don't feel like not relearning, but going back to that thinking methodology, because the thinking is very, very different for Tinkercad versus something like this. It's like after you draw the line, you can add that dimension in to move everything over. Get it all lined up. I'm not always exactly sure when it's going to work and when it's not. How long is this? This is 59. Yeah, I probably should have 65, so I'll make that a solid 60. Just come over here and we can pop this whole thing up. 25 mil. That's a bit much. Maybe we'll do 20 mil. Extrude another 1 millimeter should be enough for the back. And there's a tiny little bookcase that's not exactly to the scale of anything, but you get the idea. And let's see, this bottom side is a little bit thicker, so let me take a look at this. Yeah, so the difference between this and Tinkercad is in Tinkercad you're doing a lot of it's all shapes. In this you're sketching, and then when you're done with the sketch you can extrude, and then you go back to sketching again. There's a ton of tools and functionality and things you can do. I'll wrap this up in a second. It almost looks more like a top than a bottom, doesn't it? How would I make that look more bottom-like? Oh, you know what? I could do this too. If we're going to make that the top, we could do... Yeah, we'd need a cutout for the bottom, you're right. Like a swoop. I'll tell you what, let's just do that since this is just something I'm not going to keep anyway. No, no, no. Why is that not making a line? Dude. Okay, there we go. Alright. Well, anyway, you guys get the idea. Normally, I would have, you know, measured the dimensions a little bit closer to try and get the scale and everything and figure it out. But, yeah, what time do we got? 1:09. Wow, I burnt out probably 10 or 12 minutes doing that. Okay, guys, well, thanks everyone for hanging out. We did this chair that I wasn't really planning on doing, but it just felt like the thing to do. Probably going to paint this red and gray because I don't have any red and gray chairs in this style. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Special shout out to all my channel members. And last week, I think I mentioned it, but I was on Rad Toys with Fat Red. And they did Larry this week, did an interview with Larry at Punk with Toys. So you guys should go check that out. That was a good time. And yeah, I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, great week, and probably see you next weekend. So take care, guys.